Thing that I'm going to be pressing here. Some things I feel just don't cut properly. So there they are together. Love it. Alrighty, so we have everything made here. Okay, let me fix this. This is way too close to my face. Let me back it up. Okay, so I just got a very, very, very exciting order. Well, I didn't just get it, but I'm looking at it now, and I got an order last night or sometime early this morning for a lot of New York products. So this is kind of like my first bulk order type thing that came pretty organically. It actually came from a video, which is like crazy. Like, this is just really exciting for me, especially since I just started kind of making YouTube videos on my small business. So the fact that this sale came from YouTube is just mind-blowingly exciting for me. So thank you for this purchase. Like, I'm on cloud 9. So this purchase is for 3 different type of New York postcards. We've got 2 different New York stickers. We've got a New York mug, an 11-ounce mug, and a glass New York ornament. So I'm so excited, and I'm just going to film this whole product making and packaging process because this is a very special one for me. I'm so excited. I don't know how many times I've said I'm excited, but you always hear people say, oh, shop local, shop small, order for small business from small businesses, because it really does make a difference when you shop from somebody who, makes something themselves versus the big box stores. Because each order really is my heart gives a little pitter patter. It's just really exciting. And I get super happy every time I get a sale because each sale matters. It really does. Like, it's a person that decided out of all the other gazillion stores out there to order from me. So this is going to be a fun one. And I'm going to take you guys along with me as I make all the different things and package it up. Okay, so some other super exciting news. I'm going to give you a little backstory first, okay? So I started my shop website back in 2020. Okay, it's very hard having your own website because you have to do all the marketing, you have to do all of the advertising, you have to bring people in to your website. And it's been very challenging. So I took a break from that to focus on Etsy because Etsy already has like a database of people shopping, right? As long as you have good SEO, which is essentially, your keywords. So for instance, I'm looking for a New York mug. So in my SEO, I would have like a New York mug, New York souvenir, coffee mug, things like that describe the product, that will allow people that are searching to find it. Hopefully that made sense. Anyways. But Etsy already has people on their platform. So as long as you're having good searchable tags and good product images, you can get a sale. Whereas on your website, again, like I said, you have to bring the people in. It's a lot harder to get noticed, essentially. So I have had a few sales on my website that have been kind of random. Like every once in a while I'll get just a random sale, which always makes me very happy. And it makes me kind of hopeful that, things will start to pick up from my website. But again, they're always kind of few and far in between. And over the weekend, I actually got a sale that came from Google. So again, I was jumping for joy for that one, and it's for a mug, Melbourne mug and coaster. So while I am making these New York products, I'm actually just going to make this mug and coaster as well, since I'll already have the mug press going for the New York mug that I'm going to create. So that's exciting, and I'm going to take you along on that ride too. Yeah, okay. Enough of this awkwardness. Let's go. Okay, so this purchase is for a Melbourne landmark mug and coaster, which is very exciting. So I have opened it up over here, and this is what it looks like. So this is what I'm going to be working on today. And this is actually a newer design, which is also very exciting. So that's the back and the front. It's the same thing on both sides. And then the coaster is just this rounded, soft coaster. Hold on, let me find one for you. Okay, I actually have a few here that I pressed literally just this last week. I normally don't press anything in advance because I don't know what's gonna sell, but I am prepping actually for my first market, and I figured I would just go ahead and do some testers just to see how they look. So this is what the coaster will look like. This is the Midnight Sky version, but it will just be a white background like this with the Melbourne design on it. And these coasters, I wasn't sure about them at first, but they're actually very soft and pliable, so you can kind of just toss them without worrying about them like breaking or anything like the ceramic ones. And the way that they press is actually amazing. I think I got a good press on like my very first one. You can see all the detail in it and the design, and the colors are really vibrant. Like really vibrant. I don't think I've done one bad press. Well, okay, it's not a bad press, it's still pressed very nicely, but there's a bit of a white edging on this one. So the design, the coaster wasn't placed on the design properly. So what I need to do is just make, when I'm printing the design, I need to make it just a little bit bigger than the size of the coaster, which is about 4 inches in diameter. And just make it so that the design, so that this sits on the design and there's a little bit of edging so that this doesn't happen. So I actually had pressed a bunch of ornaments last week. Just, what is on my face? It's not cute, Shiloh. It's not cute. All right, so I actually had pressed a bunch of ornaments last week, kind of in preparation for this upcoming market, as well as just in preparation for the Christmas season. And I actually pressed a New York glass ornament, which is cool. And I was like, oh, I could use that one instead of making another one. But it's the newer design here. So it's got the World Trade Center here. I've actually switched up some of the colors. I don't know if you can see that. I'm probably not doing a very good job. But I switched up some of the colors of the buildings to make it kind of more accurate. So I'm going to hold on to this one. I actually am going to make a new one, so you'll see that process. So this is the original design, very similar to the newer one. The building colors, you'll notice, are a little bit different. There's no World Trade Center. And yeah, that's it. So this is the ceramic one and this is the glass one. So you can see the buildings are a little bit different. The Empire State Building is a little bit more accurate to what it's supposed to look like than in this one. But I still love both designs. So for this next Christmas season, I'm actually going to offer both of them so people can decide which design they want. I like to have more options because that, I feel like, increases the chances of making more sales. And because I make everything to order, it really doesn't matter.
Okay, so I am printing everything out on one long page. So I have the coasters on top with two mugs in the middle, and then I have two of the smaller ornaments on the bottom. And then this next page is some additional ornaments that I'm going to be pressing. So here I'm just showing you how I normally flip my ornaments. I have a preset that I already have made, and what that does is that lightens the image slightly and it flips it, because when you're pressing you have to have your images mirrored and backwards so that when it presses on straight, if that makes sense. So my printer settings are always set to photo matte paper when I'm printing sublimation, and the quality is sent to best because I want the best possible print to come out. And I hit print and watch it come out slowly but surely.
So I've just configured these images here. So I'm gonna print out a full sheet. So I have two of these ones and then two of these ones. And these are about 4.2 inches tall and 5.43 wide. So I've got the front here, and then I've also fixed the back. The other postcards that I have didn't have the background, the New York skyline background, or this stamp at the top. So I had to quickly do that in Canva just to update what I have here. So I'm gonna print these out now, front and back. So I've got everything that I'm gonna be pressing here. I've got my two blank mugs, my blank glass ornaments. I'm gonna press an extra New York one while I do the other one. And then I'm gonna press some extra ceramic ornaments just so that I have some of those in advance, since the press that has a bunch of stuff on it, including my Bible, since it's already gonna be on, I'm gonna just press a couple extra things. So I've got the ornaments here. I'm gonna press a Toronto coaster as well as the Melbourne coaster that matches the Melbourne mug. This is the New York mug, and then the two glass ornaments. So I'm gonna press all of these today. Got my postcards printing out over here. Please do not mind all the dust. I really need to dust. It's so dusty in here, it's ridiculous. Hello. All right, so it is the next day. Yesterday my mood started dropping like significantly towards the afternoon. I don't know, sometimes these things kind of just happen. I woke up like super excited, especially for that order, and started prepping everything, but then little things sometimes happen, and if you're not careful, which sometimes I'm not, it can really just change your mood. Something that I'm working on. I wanted to kind of just push on and get some of this stuff done, but I was like, I am just not feeling this right now. So I'm just gonna put a pause and continue tomorrow. So I signed off. Did I shut my computer down? No, I didn't shut it down. I put it to sleep, but I kind of just had to step away. Went for a walk with the husband, which was nice and definitely needed. And we stopped and we got some food for dinner. And then we watched Spider-Man Homecoming, and it was great. So yeah, I'm going to continue to prepare these orders and I'll try to capture it for you. That's one of the other reasons why I got a little bit down, because I mean, eventually I'm going to have to invest in a camera that's solely for filming, because right now I'm using my phone and there's only so much space on it. I have a Google phone, which I'm thankful for. I love my Google phone, but I have to keep backing it up. And it's just like, oh, your storage is full, and then it will just stop recording. And it's just frustrating because that doesn't work. And then it kind of just ruins the flow. And then on top of that, I was trying to cut some stickers And my Cricut just wasn't like I don't know. It was just, it has its days where it wants to work and then other days where it just doesn't. So yesterday was a day that it just didn't want to work, and I was getting frustrated, and I was just like, I'm gonna shut you off right now. I'm not dealing with this. And so, yeah, a lot of little things. I was gonna do a workout because that tends to kind of get me in better spirits, but I didn't. Sometimes I like to wallow when I am in a mood. So, I mean, we went on a walk, and that was my workout because towards the end, there's this big hill that we go up, and it started kind of raining. Not kind of raining, it started raining. And I wasn't trying to get super wet, so I like huffed and puffed my way up that hill. So by the time we got to the top, it was still raining, but it was mixed with my sweat. So that was my workout, which probably helped me get in better spirits. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. It is the next day, and I am going to get to pressing these ornaments, the mugs, the coasters. I'm going to do the stickers, and then I also need to print the other side of the postcards, and then I need to laminate it, and then I need to pack everything up. So let's go. And just when I think I've gotten something down, this happens. Perfect print on the front, and on the back, the back side is upside down. So I am going to reprint that. This side is fine because the vertical doesn't change, but when it's horizontal, you have to flip it so that, see how the bottom is here? So you have to flip it so that the bottom is actually on this side, and that way it prints properly back and front. So, yeah. So there's the second one coming out. Had to do a little reprint. That's okay. The moment of truth. Yes. All right, bottom here, bottom there. That is great. So now I'm just going to need to laminate this, but I'm printing out another one because I only laminate the front, because the back you need to be able to write on, and the lamination is it's shiny. You can't write on it. So what I do is, I'm going to show you after actually.
moving on, we are now going to laminate the postcards. So I'm just turning on my laminator, waiting for the ready green light to appear. But in the meantime, I am going to prep the postcards in the laminating sheet. So this is the laminating sheet right here, and I am just going to quickly dust off both sides of the postcard paper, because the amount of times I have laminated something and then realized after that there was a bit of hair or some dust stuck in between and I couldn't use that anymore. So I just quickly do a dusting off before inserting it into the sheet. And then I'm just going to smooth it down on both sides to make sure that it's nice and flat before putting it into the machine. The one thing about this laminator is that there's no guidelines, so I have to carefully place it as straight as possible and then slowly feed it through the machine. And once it goes all the way through, I like to take it and flip it over and put it back through the machine again, just to make sure that everything is nice and secure. And sometimes I'll do that 2 or 3 times. Okay, so I have the postcards all laminated and ready to go, but as you can see, it's a little bit curved, and that's what happens when it goes through the laminating machine sometimes. So I'm just placing a protective paper over top of it and underneath it, and then I'm going to stack some heavy books on top of it just to flatten it out, and I'm going to leave it like that for a little bit. I just took out the New York mug, and you can kind of see the design through the paper, and that's how you know that it's been pressed well, hopefully, fingers crossed. So I'm just going to set that aside and let it cool down a little bit more and continue pressing some of these ornaments, and then we'll get back to the mug. All right, so I've got my next 2 here, and I'm going to cover it up. Make sure that the mat is over top of both of them. And I'm going to press down really, really hard. And that is going to press for 385 seconds. And while that is pressing, I'm going to move over and start working on the postcards. I'm going to move to a better angle though. So I'm just going to start by moving my heavy Bibles. You can tell this is an old one. It's a little ripped up. Move away these papers that were protecting it. And it's a lot flatter. So I'm gonna grab my cutter. And I'm just going to trim off the edges so that I can separate the 2 papers that are in there. See if I can do this properly on camera.
You know, a lot of times I feel like this paper cutter isn't straight, and it's been a very frustrating journey since I've gotten it. I mean, it's made a lot of things easier, but some things I feel just don't cut properly. And I'm like, it's straight lines, so why am I not cutting straight lines? It's been frustrating. So that's why sometimes you'll see me not lining this up here, because I feel like it's not straight. And I'll sometimes just use here and then I'll line it up. Doesn't always work. And I'm thinking of purchasing a different one. I don't know if it'll be any different. I mean, I hope it will be. This was just a simple one that I got off of Amazon, but it was rated pretty well. But yeah, it's just been a little frustrating. So this is still a little curled, so I'm gonna have to flatten these again after. I'm just gonna cut them up, and then I will put them under my heavy Bibles again, probably overnight, till tomorrow, and that should flatten them out. But look how nice and shiny that is, huh? So there's the front, and then the back is nice and matte, so you can write what you gotta write. All right. Now comes a little bit of a frustrating part. I'm just gonna position this a little bit better since the camera's actually in my way a little bit. But I'm just trying to capture this footage for y'all, for myself, because this is good content, I think. So this should be 4.2. Should be 4.2. Yep. And this is 5. Oh. Does it look? Oh, it looks good. So vibrant. I love how the colors are vibrant. Good. I like that one. This also was a custom ornament that I did for somebody, and I think this is like probably one of my best ones that I've done. I love it. Put it with the bunch. You can't see the bunch here. Let me just twist that over. So these are all the ornaments that I've pressed already. I'm gonna show you something real quick. I've always pressed my ornaments one by one because the press was never right. And the last time I pressed a couple ornaments, I tried pressing 2 at a time and it actually worked, but I did the glass ornaments. So these are ceramic. So I've learned the setting is going to be a little different for the 2. So this time around, I pressed 2 ornaments together, and this is how they turned out. So you can see that it's not vibrant at all. The black, this is supposed to be black. It's not black. It's more like a brown. And this blue, like you could just see that it's not the greatest. I'll show you. This is the Toronto one. Look at the difference. the difference in the vibrancy, the difference in the blues. And then for the white one, here's another Toronto one. Big difference, right? So I was about to get frustrated, but I was like, you know what? Let me try one more time, because pressing 2x2 is a lot better than pressing 1x1. I think I'm going to test to see if I can press 4 at a time, because that will be even better. But when these didn't turn out good, what I did was I figured I would try pressing for a little bit longer at a higher temperature, as well as a more pressure. So these ones I pressed at 300 seconds at 380 degrees, I believe. And then I just turned this one up to 400 degrees, pressing for 385 seconds. Heavy pressure. And that's the difference that it makes. Really big difference. So happy about that. I'm so happy, because this will definitely speed up the process. Yeah. All right. Let's put these aside. And let's get back to cutting our postcards. Two ornaments are going to be the glass New York ones. So what I'm actually going to do is, I know that this doesn't need to be as hot and press for as long, so I'm going to lower the temperature back down 350, and I'm going to press it for 300 seconds. It's already hot. It's good. Probably could have changed that pressure as well, but it should be fine. Let's see how these babies turned out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Love it. There's that glass one. That came out pretty good. Move that out of the way. And this one is for the order that we're fulfilling today. And there we go. Let's see against white paper how lovely it looks. All right, and that's it for the ornaments. And this is what the New York mug looks like all finished. It came out perfect. I'm super happy with how everything looks. And now we're gonna move on to pressing our coasters. And this is done at heavy pressure. Oh God. I can't even push down. Let's slow that. There we go. This is the Melbourne coaster. Oh, look at that. The colors are vibrant. I love it. So there's the coaster. And we have the matching mug. So there they are together. Love it. Oh, I love it. There we go. There's one down. Look how big this sticker is. Look how good it looks. Ooh, so shiny. This one, and I gotta do these two small ones. Trying to be delicate. There's one. Voila! Two small ones here. And a big one. Alrighty, so we have everything made here. And we are going to go ahead and start packaging some stuff up. So I just made a couple extra stickers because I don't like to waste paper. And I'm sure I'm going to need them for later on. So I got a couple extra ones there. And then I'm going to package these ones up. Now, some of these I don't have an ornament card for. So these two I don't have ornament cards yet. I don't have an ornament card for New Brunswick. Paris I actually want to redo. and New York I have. So for the ones that I don't have, I need to design cards for those, so I'm just going to put them aside for now. But for the ones that I do have, we're going to go ahead and package those up right now. Don't need Cambodia. I need 2 hands. I also need to organize these. I need to do little tabs so I can see what's what. So I need 1, 2, Toronto. Those ones. Got a Paris. Got 2 New York glass ornaments. And then 1, 2 regular ones. And then I think that is all that I have. Yep. Put these ones away. That's what we're working with. All right, the ornaments are done, and here is what they all look like packaged up and ready to go. So I'm going to put away the ornaments that I don't need and keep the 1 glass ornament for this order. For now, I like to make all my envelopes from scratch. That kind of allows me to match the packaging to the destination. So I have this New York pattern that I print out onto cardstock paper, and I use the Cricut to cut this pattern out. And this envelope is the perfect size
for my 3-inch stickers, as you can see here. Perfect packaging size. But because I have this big 5-inch sticker, obviously this does not work for that. So what I'm going to do is take another piece of paper that I've printed the same New York pattern out on, and I am going to show you how I make my envelopes for these bigger stickers, as well as for any other type of order where I need this bigger, maybe like a 4x6-inch envelope. I'm now cutting along the outer lines and making an extra little incision there, which is going to help me when it's time to fold down my edges and glue everything together. Now that everything is folded down, I'm going to use my handy dandy guillotine, pretty sure that's how you say it, guillotine cutter that sometimes doesn't like to cut straight, to cut off the excess pieces. And what is left is this envelope that I am about to assemble. Okay, so I'm just folding these last 2 pieces down, which makes the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to use double-sided tape to put it all together. So as you can see here, I'm just applying one side of the tape along the outer edges as well as the inside flap of the envelope. Now I'm just ripping off the other side of the tape, and I'm going to fold it all down and press it down nicely just to make sure it's all stuck together securely. We're gonna give this bonus sticker sheet. Isn't that exciting? And that can go in there as well. And we'll seal that up nicely with the sticker, and that's good to go. So now for this last part, I am quickly just wiping down the mugs one last time, and then I am going to put them into their packaging. One thing that I said I wanted to do when I started this shop was that I wanted every package to feel like you were opening a gift. So that's why sometimes I'm just a little extra with my packaging, even though it ends up taking me so much longer to get things done. And realistically, I may not be able to keep this up, because if I get super busy or if I get a lot more orders, I honestly just might not be able to. But right now, while I am small and I have a few orders, I can do this extra little thing. I really just wanted each order to feel like you were opening up a gift, no matter how big or how small.
Alright, so I've got the stickers in here, I've got the ornament, I've got all the postcards, and I'm going to wrap them up nicely. So I'm just going to stack these, move them aside, and get out my trusty tissue paper. Stack these there. I'm gonna wrap them up like a bow. I've got my fan on and it's messing with my tissue paper wrapping though. Go. So I've got my mug here, I've got everything else, and I'm gonna put it in a box now.
so we are coming to the end of this product making, packaging, all of the things video. This one ends a little abruptly, I won't lie. Had a lot of issues filming with the space on my phone and all that jazz. But I just want to thank you for coming along. I hope you enjoyed watching how I do some things, and I hope to see you in the next video.